carbs, fats, proteins, they all need to be turned into something that we can use. So when you get paid in your job, you get a paycheck, right?
Yeah.
It's just a piece of paper. So you need to take that paycheck or food to the bank, which is pretty much your body, and then your body changes into cash, and then you can use it. Okay?
Okay.
That cash equals ATP. ATP is just a molecule that when it's got 3 parts, it's called adenosine triphosphate, so it's call these phosphates, okay? When one of these bonds is broken, it releases energy. So we need ATP. It's our energy currency, pretty much.
Yeah.
So in order to cash the check, these things have to be turned into usable substrates, it's called. So fats have to be turned into free fatty acids. Proteins we don't use that much for energy, so you don't really need to worry about that. Just remember, you don't get much energy from protein.
Okay.
Not much energy. Carbs are stored as glycogen glucose. Stored as glycogen, used as glucose. Yeah. So about that, that's all that you pretty much have to understand, I'm pretty sure. That's why it talks about that stuff. Lipolysis is where parts of that free fatty acid or that triglyceride break off and turn into a free fatty acid. So it's free.
Oh, yeah. Free.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Draw me a picture.
Yeah, yeah. So you have, I forget what it looks like. It's like that. Then a free fatty acid, triglyceride. It's 3 of them, right? 1, 2, 3, triglyceride.
Yeah.
When one of these is broken off, this comes off and turns into a free fatty acid. Then
The tridus, or?
yeah, so these are broken. That goes off here, that goes off there. These are all free fatty acids. And then they can be used by the body.
Okay. And what's holding them together? The acids or the tri?
That's just the name of it. This is just called a triglyceride.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see. And then just falls apart.
Yeah, it's just called triglyceride because it's 3 glycerides.
It's not because it's actual
Mm-mm.
thing. Okay.
Yeah, so that needs to be broken down through lipolysis. It's called lipolysis.
So when it breaks down, it's called lipolysis.
Yeah.
And then it comes a free fatty acid.
Yeah. Remember that lysis?
Yeah.
To cut.
Break it down.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So remember that.
Yeah. And then what's the genesis? Is that what that is?
Gluconeogenesis. Okay. So, like I was saying, your body needs to change things into a form that it can use, right?
Yeah.
These are the 3 ways that it does that. So, gluconeogenesis, I think, is where it takes free fatty acids and proteins and changes it into pretty much a glucose lookalike type of thing that your body can use as energy.
Okay.
So gluco comes from glucose, neo is new, genesis is to make. So glucose, new, to make new glucose out of whatever.
Name that phrase. Is that the last stage? Because I thought it was in stages, each one in the stages, and now it's
No,
just
they're just 3 different things.
Okay.
3 different ways to pretty much make a glucose look-alike, a glucose molecule, pretty much. Which I don't remember exactly how it looks, but it's a big molecule.
So glucolysis is when it breaks. I don't know. Glycolysis is when it breaks.
Yeah.
Apart. What would exactly to make it into glucose? It breaks them apart, so it becomes glucose.
Yep. So it starts as glycogen stored in the liver.
Yeah.
Undergoes glycolysis. So cut the glycogens look like this. They're just like big chains, like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
a little part needs to be cut off to go through. So this is glycolysis right here.
Okay.
Yeah, glycolysis, okay. And then that is able to be used
for ATP.
Yep. Through the process of glycolysis.
Okay.
So these are the ways to, I'm going to erase this just to kind of summarize it because it's kind of all over the place up there.
I guess explain what each one does, I guess.
Yeah. Glycolysis takes glycogen, glycolysis takes glucose, turns it into ATP pretty much.
Okay.
Gluconeogenesis takes something else, a fat or a protein, and turns it into something that looks like this to make it to ATP. Glyconeogenesis, I need to see a definition for that. Glycogenesis, so remember we said genesis was to make, so glycogenesis to make glycogen.
Oh, so glycogenesis is to make the long one.
Neogenesis is to make glycogen from something new, or to make, yeah. So this is when you're taking something other than glucose or a carbohydrate to make a glucose pretty much. And this is to just make glucose out of sugars or carbohydrates in the blood. And this is to split it. The most important one, like I said, was this one. If you just remember, this is totally making a glucose out of something new, a free fatty acid or a protein. And this is just taking a carbohydrate in the blood and making it into glucose. But it's easier once you remember what the parts of the words mean.
Yeah. And that, what's the, is that glucogenesis? Is that right? Oh, yeah.
Glycogenesis.
Yeah, okay. And, so the most common one is the one that gets split in half.
Yeah. This is what we use. It's one of the energy systems, pretty much, what is right here.
Okay.
So, let's see. Let me summarize it. So, we start with carbs, proteins, fats, or lipids, they're called. We eat it. Eat. Okay. So, carbs undergo glycolysis or glycogenesis. This goes to ATP or energy. This one stored is what it sounds like. Proteins and fats go through gluconeogenesis. To be made as glucose, then to be metabolized to make ATP.
marker.
Uh-huh. And this just goes. Okay, does this kind of flow chart kind of make sense? So you eat carbs, fats, and proteins. Fats and proteins through glyconeogenesis are changed to glucose to then be metabolized to give us ATP.
ATP. Okay.
So that's their pathway, I guess, to end up at ATP energy. Okay.
Okay.
Then carbs either go through glycogenesis, or glycolysis. Okay, so that's pretty much all you need to know about glycolysis and all that stuff.
Glycogenesis. Okay. So it says during exercise, glucose molecules can be removed from the glycan in the liver, and it's a process called glycogenesis, or whatever that long word is.
Let me see.
This one right here. Have we talked about that one yet? There.
Glyconeolysis. What? I've never learned about that. So.
Oh man.
But
okay.
that's kind of what we were talking about. Just pretend this is a giant liver right here. It's a liver. So. Glycogen is these big strands, right? And
when it breaks down, I guess it's called glycogenesis.
Okay. Glyconeolysis.
Yeah.
Glyconeolysis. Good. I didn't know that word for this before. So that's what that's called, glyconeolysis. And then it's changed to this, which is right here. You have glucose. So those three things right there. Then it goes through glycolysis. And then, so glycolysis would split these again to make ATP.